I'm Jane Douglas. I'm an accredited instructor with the Vodder Schools International. I teach manual lymph drainage, and I also have a PhD in lymphatic filariasis, which is one of the main causes of lymphedema in the world.
What is lymphatic system?
You can think of every cell in your body as living in this nice, warm, watery bath. And we all know about the blood vessels. They're like the tap. They deliver all the nice nutrient-rich fluid to the cells so that the cells get everything they need to be healthy. The lymph system then is like the drain. It takes away the fluid, which is now carrying all the waste products from the cells and anything that could be harmful to the system. So it's a network of very small vessels that work hand in hand with the veins to return the fluid to the heart. But they're not just vessels. They have lymph nodes placed along the vessels, and the immune system lives in those lymph vessels. So anything that's harmful that's come out of the tissues and into the lymphatic system will get processed by the immune cells as it passes through the lymph nodes. So by the time the fluid actually gets returned back to the venous system just at the base of the neck here, the lymph is cleaned and filtered and harmless.
How does lymphatic system affect our daily life?
So this clearing of the lymphatic bathtub is really what's keeping your cells healthy. So there's two main things that the lymphatic system is doing. One is what we consider barrier functions. Most of the lymph vessels, 80% of all the lymph vessels in your body, are sitting just underneath the skin. So it's this very fine network of vessels right underneath the skin. And the skin is a good barrier to invading microorganisms, but it's not perfect. There's always a few that manage to get across. But we've got the lymph system sitting right there, ready to pick up those invading microorganisms and take them away, and the lymph nodes, the immune system in the lymph nodes process them, and that's going on all over your body all day, every day. This barrier function, this level of clearing of anything harmful that might be coming into the tissues, just being cleared. So that's a kind of an ongoing thing that's happening every day. But then the lymphatic system is also really involved when there's an infection. So the immune cells that circulate around the body to help us deal with an infection also rely on this lymphatic pathway. So the immune cells have to travel through that lymphatic pathway to help also remove microorganisms from the tissues.
What happens if the lymph system is not functioning?
So if the lymph system isn't functioning well, it really leaves us prone to infection. So we're much more likely to succumb to infections and have skin infections if the lymphatic system isn't clearing away that normal load of bacteria. But also it's also about fluid balance. So again, going back to my bathtub, normally in the bathtub what's coming in equals what's going out, and so the cells of the body just have this nice turnover of nice, fresh, nutrient-rich fluid, and everything stays hunky-dory. But if the drain isn't doing its job properly, if the lymph system isn't actually draining properly, there's something wrong with it, then the fluid in the bathtub will build up. So we're going to get an accumulation of the fluid in the bathtub, and this is called edema. We see a swelling, and it's called edema.
What usually causes lymphedema?
Lymphedema can be caused by anything. You know, lymphedema is an equal opportunity disease. People of any age can be affected, people of all genders. It doesn't matter what the socioeconomic group is. Everybody has the potential to develop lymphedema if something goes wrong with their lymphatic system. And the one that is generally most well understood is after we have cancer treatment. So women who have breast cancer may have lymph nodes taken out of their armpit. So to take lymph nodes out of the lymph system, that's a big interruption to the drain. So now maybe the fluid that's usually being drained out of the arm to keep the cells healthy, maybe that's now can't escape properly, and so we see a swelling in the arm, which we call lymphedema. If it's a reproductive cancer, the swelling will appear in the legs. But there's all kinds of things, traumatic injuries, there's a parasitic worm called lymphatic filariasis that causes lymphedema. Other types of surgery like vein harvest for cardiac surgery whatever damages the lymphatic system can potentially cause a lymphedema.